By the time you're watching this pig is already dead. And if you eat pork, it's even possible you ate it.
I'm so sorry.
But just before these pigs were slaughtered,
We're gonna go ahead and have Anna and Brian.
these people held a vigil for them, right outside this slaughterhouse south of downtown LA.
It's horrific seeing what they've gone through. I mean, they're so suffering. And they've never experienced compassion before. Like, all of these people are here to show them the first kindness that they've ever experienced.
Like Shelby, most of these people are vegan, a few vegetarian. But let's back up a bit. I just arrived here at the Vigil. I should probably say up front that I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, but I am really interested by the fact that quite a few people who have attended one of these vigils have essentially given up eating meat on the spot. Even a couple of the Vernon police officers assigned to patrol the vigils have given up meat because of what they saw out here. Really, cops going vegan. So I'm really interested to see what this vigil's like. Let's go find out. Before the vigil ever began, I couldn't help but notice the murals outside. They're very specific. And pretty quickly the trucks start rolling in. They stop for only a couple minutes while they wait to turn in. So I hurried past the water the volunteers began lining up to talk to Amy Jean Davis, who started these vigils outside Farmer John more than 2 years ago after seeing the success of similar vigils in Canada.
I would ask people that think that you can humanely kill an animal and eat them, do they feel that same way about dogs? They're gonna say no, most of them, because it's incredibly arbitrary which animals we eat and which ones we love.
And as we wrapped our conversation...
Hi, Moby.
Yeah, that Moby, along with Joaquin Phoenix, Jane Velez Mitchell.
He's also going live. We love Jane.
All frequent attendees.
And I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but there's something so powerful when you look into the eyes of an animal that has experienced nothing but suffering and brutality and is about to be killed. And it's a life-changing, profound experience.
And it's those moments of eye-to-eye contact which brought many people to tears. Sure, I'm covering the story, but I'm also witnessing all this for the first time. And I have to say, it's a lot to take in.
I don't know if you can hear the banging, and now there's an alarm going off. There's another one of those alarms. That happens every few minutes. You'll also hear the pigs inside squealing. As the night's gone on, the other thing that's caught my attention is the smell from the slaughterhouse.
It was also the first time for Elton Castee, a famous YouTuber, filming for an upcoming video.
It's different when you see a video of it, right? Because it's through a lens. You don't really know how true or real it is, but when you actually see it in your eyes and you see there's just 100 of them jammed in, and it's not one truck, it's two, it's three, it's four.
One of those trucks drove off as I talked with Amy and Ellen, the organizers of these twice-weekly vigils who have seen the crowds multiply in recent weeks, tonight growing to nearly 300 people.
To raise awareness of what is happening to these poor pigs being trucked into the slaughterhouse.
Farmer John has been around since the 30s, but Smithfield bought the brand a couple years ago just after these vigils began. Vigils which still continue twice a week. A rep from Smithfield offered a written statement that essentially says they respect the rights of the groups to express their views and that they work with local law enforcement to ensure the safety of the protesters and the animals. I should also point out it's water they're giving the pigs. I got sprayed with it pretty often while out there. Oh, and the truck drivers, what do they think? Well, one said this if I agreed not to show his face.
What do you guys think about this?
It's a job. I'm glad I don't have to load them or offload them and look at them. It sucks.
A sentiment shared by virtually everyone out here, but what now? Farmer John shows no signs of slowing as Americans consumed more meat in 2018 than ever before. Organizers say these vigils get bigger every week. And remember Moby? Well, he has some borrowed advice for anyone willing to consider even just eating a little less meat.
Don't let the pursuit of the perfect be the enemy of the good. If someone is watching, do the best that you can, and let your conscience guide your actions.
So, it's been 6 months, and I took Moby's advice. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. I've only eaten pork twice since I attended that vigil, and both times I wouldn't call it necessity, but my food options were limited and I was hungry. The thing is, the smell of, or even the sight of pork can sometimes make me a little queasy. I don't know what changed, but there's definitely some switch that flipped, and let me tell you, I love bacon. Now, am I ready to go full vegan? No, and to be candid, I may never. But even this small shift in my diet has been positive. My doctor says it'll be good for me to continue eliminating pork from my diet, and frankly, my conscience is more clear after having been at that pig slaughterhouse. Now, if you feel so inclined, there are vigils like this in other cities. We'll link you up to that. And if you're thinking about trying a vegan diet for a month or even a week, we have some resources to help you with that too.